weeks' time.
Momentum that the winner of this can get, like even NXZ, if he can win this, the momentum he has going into ACL would be...
It's immense. I mean, all of a sudden, a lot of players have put him on their radar if he takes out mOOnGLaDe this week.
Definitely. Then again, he is an open bracket, is he? Yeah, NXZ's an open bracket.
That open bracket is very scary.
Yeah.
And so, mirror builds so far for both of these guys?
Both players going for 15.
Both 15 pools.
15 pool. Yeah, I thought they were saving up for 15 hatches, but...
15 pool, both players?
Yeah, and NXZ
Gas
opting for his gas straight
NXZ.
after. So he's going to have a little bit of an early speed.
We're going to see a hatchery coming out of mOOnGLaDe very shortly, I would say. And yes, this is going to be, I want to say, almost certainly a pressure here out of NXZ. I mean, if you're going to get this gas and this link speed, you absolutely have to do something with it. Even if he goes ahead straight away now and takes his hatchery, which he will, he's going to have to absolutely use these speed links to do some damage. Otherwise, he's just going to be behind.
Yeah, even so, he's not that far behind in the drone count, probably by only a single... No, even on the drone count. But the fact that he has he's going to have his speed... I mean, their hatcheries are basically the same, but he's going to have his speed a lot earlier than mOOnGLaDe. So right now, he's actually been put in a pretty decent position.
I think so, but you've got to factor in that the extra time that's being spent right now on all these drones mining gas does give mOOnGLaDe that option to get the extra drones and extra lings for having a way to gas.
Definitely, and with that, I think mOOnGLaDe with the 2 extra lings, 1 extra drone, he's going to get single drone advantage, but it's not as bad as it could have been.
And we do see NXZ pulling out of gas as soon as he got to the 100, so there's not going to be any sort of wonky early bailing pressure here, just going to be some speedlings, some harassment. Probably try and force a whole bunch of lings out of mOOnGLaDe.
Okay, NXZ going up to 6 lings coming out right now. 8 lings even, yeah. He's going to go for a huge pressure, and Glade with no units out at the moment, and not even speed being started researching. This could go pretty bad for him.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he needs to see this attack coming somehow, or he might be in a lot of trouble. Fortunately, he is running 2 Zerglings across the map, and they might catch the tail.
They will be able to get into the name, but
yeah,
it's
they will
just
get in, and NXZ has to hide these units. I mean, he's now hiding 6 more lings, so he's going to hide a whole bunch of lings into a timing.
But
I think
Glade's going to be able to spot
these. He does know that this pressure's coming, and straight away we see that Bailing Nest thrown down.
Bailing Nest and the Spine Crawler and mOOnGLaDe. Suddenly, mOOnGLaDe's in a pretty decent position.
Yeah, all he has to do is hold up this pressure comfortably, and NXZ's going to be a fair bit behind in this match.
Alright, yeah, this next unit for Zyka coming up from NXZ, it's going to pretty much decide the game, whether he decides to drone up again or he decides to make 6 lings and go balls to the wall.
I
think he's just jerry building it.
I'm not a big fan of this jerry build. I think it's rather silly, and we're going to see why in a moment. I mean, it's been scouted too. It's not not an ingenious time to use it.
That being said, NXZ going to go straight for a run by, but he's going to see basically nothing. Sees the Bane Nest, knows that this is probably not going to be
traveling into the main there. That would have been quite nice, but maybe the Queens will go down, and that does
Queens
actually open up NXZ to a powerful timing, like a tempo-based timing based on having these extra lava than mOOnGLaDe, but Banelings against Zerglings, we all know how that ends, and it's not well for NXZ if he doesn't micro flawlessly.
Yeah, and with that NXZ producing 2 more drones, but he's only behind by 4 drones, which is actually a lot less than what it could have been. I mean, Glade, in my opinion, may be overproducing the lings a bit. But
huge damage.
Yeah, and he's going to absolutely clear up, and with that, NXZ is in a terrible position.
Absolutely. He's now behind in workers and behind in the army count. And technically slightly behind in tech. I mean, he can't use Banelings to defend any sort of Baneling aggression put on by mOOnGLaDe.
No, exactly. Like, though he managed to...
We can see the sort of consequences of this right now. He has to pull his drones back to the main. He just can't stop.
I think Glade's going to be able to snipe this natural, and it's going to be 1 base to 2 base. Glade's going to drone up, and I can go straight into meters off of this.
If he gets these lings home after sniping this natural, I don't see a way NXZ can really come back into it. I mean, we were talking in the last game about how critical the 3rd base is. Imagine how critical that makes the natural. I mean, really,
Definitely.
2 bases to 1. It really limits your options in many ways.
And I think, is that Overlord speed coming out from Glade?
It is Overlord speed coming out from Glade. I'm not quite certain
why, but I guess he's taking like absolutely no risk with that.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess he's that far ahead that he could probably get like drops and droplings, anything sort of silly right now.
Bane drops onto Lynx.
No offense, obviously meant towards NXZ, a great player, but this game really swung in mOOnGLaDe's favor off the openings.
Exactly, NXZ is going to have to pull something out of the rabbit, out of the magic hat. It's not even a catchphrase.
I don't know, but
it is now.
Rabbits, I don't know if it's going to help him here.
He's going to have to pull one hell of a rabbit out.
Yeah. There we go, that's alright, that's alright, that works.
Good save.
Alright. But I'm just, yeah, like Baneliness is halfway done, Natural is halfway done, and mOOnGLaDe can see everything with this Overlord, and he's just going to know that he's got a decisive lead right now. Lair starts for NXZ. Unfortunately, it is still behind the lair of mOOnGLaDe. I expect to see, well, no Roach Warren and an Evo Chamber, so just a big Roach timing, I guess.
Yeah, he's probably going to follow this +1 missile attack and probably
speed.
Roach speed, and just follows up with a huge Roach Ling Bane timing. And to be honest, NXZ right at the moment has nothing to stop it.
Absolutely. I mean, doing all that damage in the early game really bought himself the opportunity to do this big Roach timing. I mean, with the current state of ZVZ, you can't just open up with this. You have to sort of give yourself the opportunity, and mOOnGLaDe certainly did that.
Definitely. I mean, look at that supply lead that mOOnGLaDe has. It's just 4 Roaches that he's producing, ladies and gentlemen. So the fact that he's up over twice the amount of workers that NXZ has.
And that's obviously not a fun spot to be in if you're NXZ.
Yeah.
He does see these Lings coming across the map, and he does pull off gas, immediately starts mining more minerals to get more Zerglings out, but I just don't think it's going to be enough to help him out here.
No, probably not.
Oh. That said, that is still a lot of Zerglings. The Zerglings of mOOnGLaDe do have to sort of run away from this. And exactly. The Banelings are being useful on the other side of the map.
Imagine if those Banelings were on the other side, but he might get a Baneling flank.
Big hit.
Big
NXZ
hit.
looks away from his army for a moment, and Ling Baneling is quite volatile, that's for certain. And a big, I guess, NXZ is going to go for a big Ling Baneling last ditch all in here. Unfortunately, that doesn't do well against a big mass of Roaches.
Exactly, especially with 9 more Roaches coming out. He might be able to destroy all the Lings of Glades, but he does not have enough Lings of his own.
Even if you manage to get in and kill everything at this Natural, drones and hatchery-wise, the counter-attack from mOOnGLaDe would actually be unstoppable. And NXZ recognizes this, says a GG.
GG. And that ties it up 1-1, going down to the final ace match.
Andy Pender, big plays. He doesn't like losing. I think I woke in the angry mOOnGLaDe.
I think NXZ's woken him too.
Yeah. That's the scary thing, like about taking maps off mOOnGLaDe. He like goes full rage mode and just crushes nerds.
Suddenly gets a lot better.
It sounds like a joke, but I'm serious. Like his mana changes pretty heavily if he starts dropping maps. I'm really curious as to what the third map is going to be between these two players.
Definitely.
I mean, there are a few maps that we can kind of guess were vetoed out, like Star Station. I think there was one game played on that map all day, probably.
Really? Oh, yeah.
At most. I can't imagine that map not being vetoed by everyone. And we do have Akalon Waste as the final map.
Muta map. Yeah.
Every map, again, every CVZ map.
Like with the size of Akalon Waste, I won't really expect to see a sort of Roach timing coming out from either player.
Yeah, probably right. But at the same time, again, if the early game is so one-sided as it was last game, any sort of Roach timing is still going to be efficient. But probably going to be standard sort of Ling Muta style gameplay. And we do have the countdown. We're about to begin. This is the last map of the day at this LanSmash. It's been a great event. I think everyone had fun.
Yeah, definitely.
We do see the handsome man himself there. Incredible beard.
Just growing a beard.
I think he's going for the Jesus look.
ever since he lost to Iegas, just trying to grow a beard.
He's trying to steal the power of the beard. I wish I had that power. Anyway.
I'm Asian, I don't have that. I don't even have the option.
In the bottom right of them, you can get the also Mr. Miyagi sort of mustache there, can you?
Yeah.
But here in the bottom...
If I leave it for like a year or two.
In the bottom right, we have our Teal Zerg. Can he take the best of 3 and win this event? He is.
Avant NXZ.
And in the top left of the map, the purple Zerg, the Sea King, the man himself, I swear I'm not biased. He is...
NVIDIA's mOOnGLaDe.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I think
forgot-
Startel Legend stepped in to observe
I forgot
this
I
game.
could do that.
And we do have a 10 pull coming out for NXZ, so he doesn't mess around. He doesn't want to play games with mOOnGLaDe anymore. He wants to end this one short and sweet.
No, and it's only going to depend on what mOOnGLaDe does right now.
Absolutely.
The ball is in mOOnGLaDe's court.
Does he go for this 15 hatch? If he does, he might find himself in a little bit of trouble.
10
Also,
pull
at the same
speed.
time, there are a lot of different ways that you can 10 pull. There are 10 pull speed, 10 pull Banes. You can play macro off the back of it. You can play all in.
I'm going to call it. He's going to go 10 pull speed. I mean
think
10 pull Banes.
10 pull Banes.
And mOOnGLaDe looks like he is giving up for that 15
Absolutely
hatchery.
going for a 15 hatch. Oh no, 15 pull, and
Ooh.
he does let this gas finish, so we do know it is going to be like probably 10 pull Banes. I mean, it came late enough that I wouldn't imagine it's 10 pull speed.
Yeah.
And I think mOOnGLaDe's going to be able to stop this. I mean, we've seen him hold it time and time again. I mean, this is far from the first time he's been pitted against this build. And he didn't go for a hatch first, so he's going to pretty comfortably be able to stop the initial Zergling pressure.
Yep, Baneling Nest going down for NXZ. mOOnGLaDe dropping down his natural hatchery. But
he's going to see these lings coming across the map in a moment, and he's going to know at least a little bit of what's up, but at least there's a 10 pull pressure coming on here.
yeah.
Will he be able to correctly predict that it is the all-in? Or, I'm 95% certain he saw that.
Well, a player with the caliber of mOOnGLaDe,
mOOnGLaDe.
I mean, producing 4 Zerglings right
Yeah.
now, yeah, he probably did see that.
And he should be able to deflect any sort of pressure onto his natural. He's going to take
he's
some
going to
damage.
save this natural. And
But the question is he going to be able to stop the Baneling pressure coming to... Oh, not going for the natural. Well, I guess with Baneling Temple, you kind of have to go straight for the main.
oh, exactly,
And will he be able to correctly see this coming? I mean, the Baneling Nest is done, so you can start walking Banelings in at any time. How
So
is
I think he's gonna, like,
NXZ
wait,
going to play this out?
he's going to wait, Sketty, move mOOnGLaDe's units away so that mOOnGLaDe doesn't know it's coming, but...
mOOnGLaDe might be a bit sus as to why there's only a few Zerglings here at this hatchery, but, you know, that's very, very key thing to notice. Will he cotton on to this fact? He's certainly seen the Banelings now, so it's all going to come down to micro, I guess.
And then what, he
Can he
cancels
do
his
it?
natural hatchery, and I think he really needs to put 2 Spine Crawlers going up in mOOnGLaDe's main. He might actually hold this.
Oh, 3 Banelings not killing Alderlings at all, and 2 Spines on the way. With good drone micro, he's absolutely not going to lose. He's
Gonna get the last
no drones.
Baneling. He loses no drones. He's
Spine Crawler completes as well. Lings on the way, and really, NXZ has lost this game. I
exactly.
want to say.
NXZ is behind by 4 workers. I mean, mOOnGLaDe right now, he's going to put down his natural hatchery, and he's going to be pretty much fine against
He's going to be
anything
happy.
NXZ.
5 more workers, even on the way first.
Yeah.
And there's not much anything NXZ can really do now. I mean, with Temple Banes, you sort of have to win then and there with those Banelings, and he just did not do that. And 4-lings versus 4-lings, this is how it should look at the end of the fight, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen. 3-0.
Yeah, definitely.
Says it
mOOnGLaDe now,
all.
right now, taking commanding lead in the worker count, and yeah,
He's ahead in
NXZ.
workers. He's got more than enough defense between his 2 Spines and 2 Queens to sort of hold off any sort of follow-up pressure that we see out of NXZ.
Yeah.
Who is just droning, but just at a much slower rate. Ling speed even on the way for mOOnGLaDe now, so shortly he's going to be untouchable, I feel. I mean, NXZ took a big risk with the Temple Banes, but mOOnGLaDe played a nice safe opening, and
Exactly. Those 3 Banes on, what was that?
maybe
something that only 1 Bane
6
could have
to
done.
8
Yeah.
Lings, yeah.
So the fact that he was only left over with only 1 Bane instead of what I would imagine what you would rather have was 2 Banes.
Absolutely.
To be able to snipe workers out.
2 Banes, or even to like zone out the even just to zone out the Zerglings of mOOnGLaDe. Also, the 1 Bane that he did have, he used to chase the workers away, but ultimately, when the Spine was up, it didn't do any damage. He could have gone for, you know, again, using it to zone away Lings, or to try and kill Lava, because it does one-shot that, and maybe giving himself a small, like, tempo timing there, but failed to do either of those things. The worker count is pretty even, actually.
Yeah, they've evened up, but GLaDe, he's going for his own Ling Bane pressure, and NXZ
just has no units to be able to hold this off.
He won't even have. He won't have speed in time. He won't have. He probably will have a few Banelings. Yeah, he's going to morph into right now, but those will be the only 2 Banelings that he has. So he has to absolutely nail these Baneling connections.
And it's going to be hard to protect these Banelings from like a couple of Lings running forward because there are no Zerglings out at all to protect them. And yeah, we see
no
it right
Zerglings there for yeah, Glade's gonna pick him off.